Yeah, obviously we're hoping for a different outcome, but we want to congratulate Mississippi State, for earning the #1 seed and the right to be hosting and to have teams have to come into this really special environment. We got beat by a very good team, and they beat a very good team. Really proud of not just the way that we battled and fought every minute today, but every minute of this season. Really special group of women that I'm privileged to coach.
We'll first take questions for the student athletes. If you have a question, raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. Please say your name and affiliation.
Danielle, David Brandt from the Associated Press. I think you hit a three-pointer late in the third quarter to pull it within about 13, and it started to get kind of interesting there for a minute. And what do you think, why weren't y'all able to keep that momentum? Kind of what changed to kind of let it slip away a little bit there?
Mississippi State is a difficult team to guard. They have some really quick guards, so whenever we tried to press, it was hard to keep them in front of us the entire time. And then you have McCowan in the post, which is just going to be a problem for anybody. So when they were able to get past us in our pressing, and then just happened to throw it up and McCowan was able to catch it, they were able to get some easy twos that kind of killed our momentum a little bit. So yeah.
Simone, what's this ride been like this year? I mean, your Clemson difficult year last year, coaching change, and then here you are in a NCAA tournament, and everybody's played a very emotional ball game. What's it been like for you this year?
It's been something you can only dream of, to be sitting out for a while and wondering if your basketball career is over, and then you get back with your head coach, and then you make the tournament. I mean, it's something that you dream of. I remember Danny saying day one she wanted to be where we're at this moment, and we're here. So I can only be grateful. We've worked hard all season. We've kept our heads high the whole way, and I think we earned this spot to be here. Of course, this isn't how we wanted it to be, this result, but everybody knows who Clemson is now. We really turned things around, and we have everything to be proud of.
Any more questions for the student athletes? Thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
Congrats on a great year.
Appreciate it.
Good. Yeah, don't do that.
If you have any questions for Coach Butler, please raise your hand.
Hey, Amanda. Robbie Falk with Starkville Daily News and Gene's Page 247. I'm curious your thoughts on Tiara's development. You got a chance to coach against her first 2 years, and where did you feel like she made the most ground up in her game, and where do you feel like she is, going back to her freshman year to now, how far she's come in her development?
Well, I mean, as best I can remember, she, her minutes were real limited her freshman year, and she was playing behind my good friend Chinwei, and Vic and his staff, and obviously Tiara deserve just a tremendous amount of praise for her development. She's clearly taken every part of her game and her body and her mentality and all those things very, very seriously. But I wouldn't expect anything different from an athlete competing in the SEC.
Coach Slim Smith from Columbus Dispatch. In the first quarter, I think she only scored 2 points and didn't really get that many touches. You guys really put a lot of people around her, but then she moved out and created some driving lanes for the guards. So can you tell me about just that chess match kind of thing in defending her and how you did it?
Well, it didn't really feel like a chess match. You get a pretty easy checkmate when you've got a queen like her, it's back there in the back line. But obviously we wanted to try to limit her touches, and I thought that Enrielle really set the tone in the first quarter as a rebounder, which wasn't any surprise. We didn't do a very good job of boxing her out. And again, Danny mentioned it. They're just a difficult matchup because you can't just go, hey, we're going to press them, because their guards are really fast, or we're just going to take Tiara away because they've got kids that can spread you out and make you pay if you sag off of them. But we wanted to just try to mix it up as much as we can. I really felt like much less of what we were doing defensively was not as bothersome to us as, they turned us over and kind of got us out of our offensive rhythm, which we're not a great offensive team, but still that was a little bit, kind of distracting for us. I think it took away from our best defensive effort that maybe we could have put forth.
Hi, Coach.
Hey.
Amber Dodd, hoopfeed.com. What was your game plan coming in, and did it show up any in the third quarter when you guys were getting that momentum?
Our game plan coming in is kind of like what I just mentioned. We were trying to try and take some of Tiara's touches away because, we knew once she caught it that there's not a lot you can do. I mean, it's not a positive strategy from watching film of other people of trying to double her or, be extra physical with her. She's so strong. So we're trying to limit her touches and then guard everybody else really well.
Coach Steve Robertson with Gene's Page 247. You're obviously very familiar with Vic Schaefer, Mississippi State, from your time at Florida and your time with the network. You were very high on Mississippi State last year, and you've seen a lot of Mississippi State teams. Where does this one rank in your estimation?
Oh, shoot. Gosh. I think that it's really hard to say. Every team takes on a different life of its own and leaves a different legacy of its own. And, I think that this one obviously has the chance to be the best because they won the regular season in the SEC. They won the tournament championship, and now we'll see what they do in postseason after this game. But, Vic and his staff just do a really good job. And I said this in my press conference before practice the other day. The community does a great job of making women's basketball important here as well, and that can't be overstated, really. It's really something special.
Coach, I think it's fair to say that you probably would admit that you're a little ahead of schedule in 1 year, given what this team has done. How did you get there? How did that happen?
Well, we just didn't have a schedule. And, I certainly didn't want to have a schedule that was going to limit them. We really just kind of approached this year as a discovery process, and we tried to each week or each day at practice get a little bit better, and whatever it was that we were discovering, and let's find a way to make games about that. But the most powerful discovery that we had was just how special the spirit and heart of these kids were as competitors. They're a really, really special group of women. We have shared a few thoughts in the locker room before I came in here. We have a few things that are their standards that are pillars in our program, and I think this group of women really represented those, and none are any less important than handle your business like a woman. That's something that we try to do on and off the court as students, as Tigers, when our uniform's on or when it's not on, and that was an idea that they absolutely made their own from the very beginning. And I think that's what we did all season long, was we just went into every battle and handled our business like women, in the classroom. We've got, academic All-Americans and perfect 4.0s in our freshman class. I mean, they're just a really special group. They deserve the credit for that. They deserve the credit for the quick turnaround.
Any more questions for Coach? Over to the left.
How you doing, Coach? Anthony McDougal from the Clarion Ledger. Against South Dakota State, y'all shot the 3-ball really well. And tonight, coming into this game, in this game, y'all only took 12 shots and made 3 of them, and a lot of those seemed to come later in the game. Was the 3-ball not in the game plan tonight, or was it more of their defense that was making it hard to get those looks?
Well, first, I want to, for my new friends at South Dakota, just say that we played South Dakota, not South Dakota State, because that's another really good program out of their league, and I know that South Dakota deserves a lot of respect for earning their way in with an at-large bid. The 3-ball's never really part of our game plan. It's kind of a byproduct of all the other things that we do. And then when it's fallen, we go to it. But it's certainly not what you'd consider our bread and butter, but just something that's evolves, and in some ball games is becoming more important than others. And tonight it wasn't as impactful until later in the game. Same thing with our South Dakota game. It became more impactful later in the game.
Thanks, Coach.
Go Tigers.